Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back and wanting to watch my second video. I hope you kind of liked the first one. I know it wasn't as interesting as you thought, or I thought it was going to be, but I just wanted to show you, my journey since the beginning. Now I'm going to do an eyeshadow tutorial. I've always gotten complimented on how I do my eyeshadow, and like a lot of people have asked me, how do you do it, what do you use, and so on. So I just wanted to make a video for you guys to, if you ever always want to come back to it, you can, or if you want to share with someone else that might be wondering the same thing as you, you can. It's always going to be in the same place. So before I start anything, I just want to be blunt and clear with you guys. I'm not doing this to gain followers or be popular or any of that jazz. If anything, I don't really want to become famous myself, because I feel like you lose that personal privacy and you start getting treated differently, and that's something I'm not really a fan of. So I'm doing this for you guys. I like doing my makeup, and the fact that other people want to know how I do it just inspired me to do a video, so that there's always that one place that you can see how I do it. Also, all of the stuff that I'm using is pretty much affordable. Girl, or boy, I'm being very honest. I'm a broke college student, so we're on the same page, okay? So you don't even have to worry about spending, your moolah. Your moolah is important. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I already did my face makeup. You might not be able to tell because I have horrible lighting, but I also already started with concealer on my eyelids. If you want to know which one I used the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, the multi-use corrector, the little twisty thingy. I already have that on. So before, I would do my eyeshadow without any concealer, and like there is a difference. Your makeup doesn't last as long, and like the eyeshadows don't perform to their full ability, because the eyeshadow has nothing to stick on, and especially me that I have oily skin, the makeup would like slide right off. So I always suggest to do a concealer or like eyeshadow primer. Anything like that works. So since I already have the concealer on, let's get started with the eyeshadows. So I want to go back to like one of the first few eyeshadow palettes that I got. So one of the first ones that I got was this BH, the Remix. I really like this because one is very travel friendly, has a lot of shades in it. So if you can see, this is the palette, and you open it, and it has those eyeshadows, right? Okay. When you flip it to the back, there's more eyeshadows. Wow, like I was so amazed. I didn't even know there was a second side to it until like a while after I had this palette. I tried to look it up on the BH website to give you a price, but it's not even on there anymore, so I don't know if they discontinued it or what. But one thing I do know is that I did get this for a very cheap price. I always buy whenever BH or like any brand has sales, because girl, I'm not gonna pay no full price for palette. So yeah, so I'm gonna be starting off with this one. I'm very obsessed with a certain color in here, which is this one right here. This kind of like, I don't even know what color that is, but that color. I feel like it goes well with my skin tone and like my eyes, and you always want to tap that excess off, because once you start applying it, it might spread down to your under eye. So one thing you really do have to be careful about is the shape of your eye. Whenever I used to see makeup tutorials, I would try to do the exact same thing, because I'm a visual learner, so I have to see it first before I do it. And I would do the exact same thing the YouTuber would do. For example, like I used to watch Laura Lee a lot, and like she has very different eyes than me. So I would place the eyeshadows, like the transition shades and everything, in the place that she would, and like it wouldn't look good on me. So it took me a long time to, like, a lot of practice to find where the pinpoints are to where to apply certain eyeshadows. So one thing I did learn is that you want to place your dark shadows in like the high temples of your eyes, because the dark shadows are gonna deepen the look, whereas like light shiny shadows are gonna pop out that feature of yours, if that makes any sense. So this is always my transition shade. What that means is that you always put it in the middle, for example like this area right here, right in the middle, to create a little more definition to your eye. So depending on your eye, that's something that you have to discover on your own and practice to see where exactly fits better for your own eye. So for me, it's more like in this area right here. And the number one thing is also blending. Like, you have no idea how important that is. So I didn't even notice there was a mirror in here. I forgot there was a mirror in here, so I couldn't, just right here. So yeah, you always have to apply and always start soft. So never like dig into the palette and then go straight into your eye, because that's just gonna create a mess. And you can always add more shadow, but it's really hard to take off shadow unless you start your look all over again. That's something you don't really want to do. So for me, my everyday, not even everyday, but like the eye look I really like a lot that works with me is using 3 colors. So one color is like the pretty color that I want to use, that you can see the most, which is always like this tan color, or just whatever color you really want to stand out, which is gonna stand out from like this part of your eye. So I use that, and then I use a little maybe black or like a dark brown to just place on this part right here, to kind of like create more definition to your eye, like it makes it pop a little more. And then in the inner corner, this is called the inner corner. So this is like the inner corner, outer corner, and then like obviously your eyelid. For the inner corner up to like the middle, or like a little past the middle of my eyelid, I'm so sorry, but I always have to use like something shimmery, something glittery, something that pops. You want it to pop. Okay, so once you do this, I always bring it down here and like into the outer corner. I always mess those up. The outer corner right here, because that's just the color I want to be seen the most, and I love this color. So once you're done with that, you just I always bring it in all the way to the inner corner, because I want it to be kind of like a gradient. I don't put as much of it in this side, but that's what I like. It's up to you how you want to shape your own eye, like that. And you always want to have a spare brush that doesn't have any color or anything, so that whenever you have like, let me try to come in a little bit. Whenever you have like these sharp edges, you don't really want that unless you want that. So you always want to go back and dust off or blend out the harsh edges, and it's gonna make your eye look like a little more fresh, a little more like what you're doing type of thing. So I'm gonna go back to this eyeshadow. I'm gonna do the other eye. So I always start right here so that the more color is there. Like I said, always start right here because that's where I want to focus the color on. And once you have most of the color off your brush into this part right here, that's when I start to bring it into the middle and the inner part of the eye to create the gradient shade. Like that. And I also bring it down here. Girl, can you see my veins? I don't know what is up with me, but like my veins are very visible and like just weird. Okay. So I'm pretty satisfied with the way it looks now. I feel like this side needs a little bit more color. What do you guys think? Alright, so now I'm going to start working with the black shade. Warning, once you start dealing with like black or like dark brown or any dark color that you want to focus in, like, right, just anywhere, you have to be really careful. So like I said, you always want to use like a more defined brush, like a thinner brush, because first, don't ever, well, it depends on your eye look, but like since I like just applying a little bit of that dark color to create that definition, I just tap a little bit and tap off the excess, because black is really hard to blend, or just any dark color, hard to blend, and it's like very hard to get rid of. So like I don't like having like that black just like stamped right there. I like being it blended. So I'm gonna apply it into like this part right here. And like I said, wherever you position your black is always going to depend on you and where you like it and the type of eye you have. If you have hooded eye, like the dark color is gonna be on the hood of your eye. Oh no. So that way whenever like that hood of your eye is gonna be kind of like pushed back and like create depth into your eye. So I'm gonna keep doing this. I don't know if you guys can tell yet. And once you have like that dark color positioned in the right place, I always go back into the original color that I started with, which is that brown, and I go back and I blend more of that color into the black, so that the black is really blended well instead of just stamped there. If that makes any sense. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. So I don't know if you want. So like this side is the one that has the black, whereas this side is just the brown. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the black into the other eye. And like I said, just tap a little and then take off the excess and then apply it in the right place. And for me, since I have like that like very defined crease, that's where I put the black and a little bit above it, so that the eye is like, so that this part of the eye is kind of like pushed back, like creating that depth, so that the eye looks a little more like defined and like this part of the eye pops out. So I feel like the black is a little bit more. Okay. And like I said, once you're good with the amount of black you have and like where you put it, you go back with the original color, which for me it was the dark, not the dark brown, like that brown shade. You tap off the excess and then you go back and you start blending that black. Okay, so I really like how it's looking. Okay, so now the last step is, I don't know if you guys can tell. The last step is adding that shimmer shade. So for that, I'm gonna go into the Hanging in Hawaii palette, and my favorite one. It's kind of like this coppery gold shade right here. The light is reflecting off. And for a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of makeup gurus, what they do is they use like a flat synthetic brush like this. Like it's flat. They wet it and then they put the actually they put the shadow on the brush, they wet it and then they apply it. For me, I don't do all that. I'm very old school, so what I use is one of these little thingy-majigers. I don't know what they're called, but they usually come in like those little packs of eyeshadows, like CoverGirl or like Revlon, like stuff like that. Sometimes even Maybelline, I think they used to have it, not anymore. So this one, because I feel like with this type of brush, it's already too big. I don't know if you can tell the difference. I feel like it's too big, and the fact that it bends, I feel like you don't have that much control of the eyeshadow if you're using a brush. So that's why I still stick to this one, even though it's like old school, and I don't even know if you can even find these anymore. And I feel like you have more control of where you put the eyeshadow, and not only that, you actually have the control of packing the eyeshadow, whereas in a brush I feel like you lose a lot of the product in like through the bristles. So like I said, I'm going with the coppery gold shade. I don't know, but something about me just doesn't go with silver. It always has to be like a gold or like rose gold, bronzy color. That's when I get the most compliments of my eyeshadow. So this part is not as hard, and honestly I'm not precise. I don't put like more concealer for it to stick on better. Some people do, and I'm pretty sure it has like better results, but I don't do all that. I like keeping it simple. So what I'm gonna do is get the little thingy with the eyeshadow on, and then just apply. I tend to also bring it a little bit high up here. I feel like it enlarges your eye, and like it makes it look like more open. Like I said, like light shades and shimmery shades broaden your eye. And then and trust me, you don't have to be exactly precise on this part, because you can always go back and blend like that brown and a little bit of that black to where you want that shimmer to stop. So I'm going to apply that shimmer on the other eye. I'm sure you guys are looking at me like, she's so old school. Oh my gosh, can you even find those things anymore? This little thingy. But I don't know, I feel like the times I've tried it, I've had the best results with this thing right here. Oh my god, that's such a pretty shade. I don't know if you guys can tell, but once you put your shimmer, I go back into that, this is on top. I go back into that brown color, this one right here, and I blend a little bit of it, so that way where the shimmer and the actual matte shadows meet, it's not as harsh. And like also up here to have that little color. I'm gonna do it onto this side. Alright, so now the last step. Oh, usually I put eyeliner too, but I've been trying to stop wearing eyeliner because I've seen that it's kind of bad, like it has a little chemicals in it. And what I also started seeing is that whenever I would take off my makeup, like obviously I wash my face, and like one time, you know, whenever your sink starts getting clogged and like you have to clean it, I noticed that a bunch of chunks of eyeliner were building up there, and that freaked me out because I was like, oh my gosh, if that's building up in a sink, just imagine how bad it is for your eyes. However, I still use it. Just not every occasion. Like, I've dialed it down how much I use it. Just, you know, just to take care of my eyes and be careful. So now I'm gonna add mascara. The one I've been loving so far, I got this one from watching a YouTuber. She's called Ali Glines. And I just can't believe it. This is $5, and it's called Believe Beauty. I think this is the brand from Dollar General. I think, yeah, from Dollar General. So you can only get this one from Dollar General, and it's only $5. And girl, even Jeffree Star did a video over this brand, and like he loved it. So I started using this one, and ever since I can't use another one. I like this because it makes your lashes look natural, but at the same time it does such a good job of keeping them lifted, and it doesn't flake, or it doesn't what's it called, yeah, like it doesn't flake throughout the day. So I really like this. I'm gonna use the mirror and the palette to apply it. And believe me, like, I want to use eyeliner so bad, but I'm trying so hard not to use as much anymore. So you just do your regular mascara. You know, we all do like that face, like trying to make the and trying to be careful that the mascara doesn't land in the eyeshadow. A little trick that I do is that I focus most of the product on the end of my, like, this part of my eyelashes, because I feel like it brings like the eye, like, I don't know, I think that's called, there's a name for that type of style of eyelashes, but I don't get like falsies or anything like that. My eyelashes are already naturally curly and long, so that's why I use more of a natural mascara than like the more dramatic ones. And once I see that, I'll show you the difference between like mascara and no mascara. This is where I get the most nervous, like this inner part, because it's so easy to mess up. And like I always do this, and I ended up like having mascara on my nose, and I'm just like, oh my god, no. You can't breathe. And like I said, I like focusing more product on this side over here to make this side darker. And I don't know, I feel like it makes your eye look more, I don't even know how to explain it on this. Okay. So this is my eye with mascara, and this is my eye without mascara. So you can see how like this mascara really works. And I also always do like the bottom lashes. I don't know if okay, I'm gonna dip back into the product, and I'm gonna put it on the other eye. If you guys ever want me to do like a certain look and post it on here, please let me know. I'm up to any suggestions, or if like there's a certain type of video you would like me to try, or if you want to see me do my full face of makeup, you can always do that. You can always either comment on the video below, or you can just, you know, send me a message through Instagram, Facebook, or what else? on Snapchat. I'm up for anything, honestly. And this is the part where you can't breathe. And then my bottom lashes. Another trick that I use is that a lot of people use brow gels and like brow products to dang, I love this mascara so much. To for your eyebrows. Girl, I'm gonna be blunt. I just use mascara on my eyebrows. I don't know, probably can't tell, but like my eyebrows are curly. Like curly. So it's really hard to control them already, so I don't even try to add product or anything on there. I just brush them with mascara and it kind of helps them settle. It's funny because my boyfriend's sister is always like, oh my gosh, like I love the texture of your eyebrows, and I'm like, you want my eyebrows? Because they can't be controlled whatsoever. So that's why I just add mascara. I feel like mascara has more of a firm formula than like brow gels or stuff like that, so I just add mascara to it. There's no biggie about this. So this is the finished eye look. I don't know if you guys can see, but like I said, in the inner corner is more of a shimmery shade, or like a light shade, whereas on the outer corner you have black, you have that brown, and then just your mascara. And I just put mascara on my eyebrows. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope this tutorial kind of helped you a little bit. And this is how I do my makeup. Like I said, if you have any suggestions for me, what you want to see from me, girl or boy or guy, whatever, just let me know wherever. You can do it through here on the comments, or you can just message me through Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat. I was gonna say Twitter. I don't even use Twitter. Any of those platforms. And if you like this video and you want me to keep doing more of these type of eye looks, or like more smoky looks, or more videos with like more eyeshadows, so you can see how to blend and all that, just let a girl know and I will do it. Anything to help you guys out. The next video I think is going to be the second part of my testimony, instead of a makeup. So I kind of like, since testimony 1, I wanted to do that first and then the makeup. So I feel like it's kind of fair to just keep doing like one testimony, one makeup, one testimony, one makeup. And I hope you guys are okay with it, or if you're just really wanting to see a certain type of video, just let me know. And I'm literally being driven by you guys. Like, you have the steering wheel. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know, and I hope to see you guys on my next video. Thank you so much for staying until the end. That means a lot to me, and I hope this helped you. I hope you liked this, and I hope this helps you do your makeup. Okay, so I'll see you guys next time, and thank you so much for coming. Bye.